Alright, what's going on everybody? It's Sam from Brother MMA Bet. In this video I'll be doing my full card predictions for UFC Fight Night 200, Hermansson versus Strickland. I'll talk about all the picks and the bets, how much I'm betting on each fighter, and who I'm betting, then on to the breakdowns, and at the ending I'll just talk about my Patreon and how you could support the channel. Let me open it up meanwhile. So between Miles Jones and John Castaneda, my biggest bet of the card, I'm picking and betting Castaneda. I think this is going to be very interesting, very profitable. Wait until the breakdowns to hear why. Marc-Andre Barrio versus Chidino Njokuani. I'm picking and betting Njokuani. I got him in an early market, plus 140, excellent bet too. My second biggest bet there, Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Carlton Harris. I'm picking Rakhmonov but not betting. Phil Rowe versus Jason Witt, picking betting Rowe. Small bet, not that small, 1% of my money. Punahele Soriano versus Nick Maximov. I'm picking Puna but not betting. Jeremiah Wells versus Mike Matera. The Blood Diamond. I'm picking Jeremiah but not betting. Alexis Davis versus Yulia Stoliarenko. I'm picking Davis but not betting. Hakeem Dawodu versus MIke Trizano. Picking and betting Trizano. Another median, second bet, biggest bet with Chidino Njokuani. Hawes versus Alvey. I'm picking Hawes not betting. Tresham Gore versus Brian Battle. I'm picking Gore but not betting. Julian Rosa versus Steven Peterson. I'm picking Rosa but betting Peterson. Sean Strickland versus Jack Hermansson. Picking Strickland not betting. Danilo Marques versus Jailton Oliveira. I'm picking Jailton but betting Marques. I'll just explain why. Okay, so let's get into the breakdown, guys. This is not in order, by the way, so I apologize for that. It's not the correct lineup, but you guys can definitely have the breakdown here. So between Hakeem Dawodu versus MIke Trizano, actually this is actually I didn't update this one for some reason, didn't come through. Just give me 1 second. Alright, so sorry about that. This should be a good fight between two high-level kickboxers. Especially Hakeem has the more credentials. He's more explosive, more powerful. But he's fighting Trizano, who is technically wise, maybe a little bit behind, but Trizano has the reach, has the height. Trizano also has experience fighting good kickboxers. He fought Ludovic Klein his last bout, which is more technical than Hakeem, by the way. So this is a close fight, guys. This is quite tough to pick. I was back and forth in here at the ending. I wait with MIke Trizano. I think he's adapting a little bit better his style. He has the range in here. I think he's gonna avoid the power shots of Dawodu, keep touching him more consistently. But Hakeem definitely has this kickboxing combos where he's super dangerous, and obviously this guy is powerful as he is. If he lands, can put anybody down or even out. But if someone gonna withstand that, to me it's Trizano. Trizano has good kickboxing experience, and again he has experience against good kickboxers. So I'm going Trizano by decision. I think it's the safest pick. I'm also betting Trizano, parlaying him a little bit, and also be definitely betting him by decision. Fight go the distance is another very interesting one here, guys. The reason is Trizano doesn't pack that much power, not gonna be easy to finish Dawodu. Dawodu packs power, but Trizano is not an easy guy to finish, plus he's not going to get hit all the time. So I think this goes the distance. I would take fight go the distance from minus 120, something like this, I think it's or at least even money, it's not a bad idea. Jeremiah Wells versus Mike Matera, or the Blood Diamond. This is an easy one to break down. I don't have much footage on Mateta. And Mateta is basically a kickboxer, but he's not an outstanding one. I read out there that he's teammate of Israel Adesanya. Anyways, I'm not impressed from what I've seen. He's not a bad kickboxer at all. He's a good one, but I'm not sure how he translates that to MMA. Plus, he's fighting Jeremiah Wells, who is a powerhouse. This guy is a juggernaut. He comes and throws bombs. I don't think Mateta gonna be like too much when he starts getting hit. Plus, Jeremiah Wells takes to the ground, and he's a nightmare from top. I think we're gonna see Mateta trying to make it a kickboxing match. I think he's gonna get caught before. Wells has more power, so I think it's gonna be Wells dropping Mateta and probably finishing him on the ground. Okay, it's not impossible that Mike wins here. He can definitely find a knockout shot, but I do think that Wells has more chance for the knockout here. Okay, so again, let me fix this one. I forgot another one. I think this is very unlikely go this distance. Most likely, gonna see a knockout on either side. Jeremiah Wells also has chance for submission, but definitely fight inside of the distance. But I think gonna be very expensive. Everybody expects that they're gonna finish each other. So. So this would be more or less my calculations. Actually, Jeremiah Wells, yeah, around minus 200 range. That's why I would put him and bet him, even though this is a quite chaotic fight and very difficult to predict because you don't know what, at least I don't know what Mateta is gonna bring. Sorry about the noise. Then it's Bondar versus Malcolm Gordon. Interesting one. Basically, Bondar, he's more of a sambo wrestler. He's not that good when it comes down to strikings, even though he can hang in there, evolved throughout the years with his MMA striking style. He's fighting Gordon, who is more well-rounded, a powerful fighter, quite big flyweight himself. This is not that easy to call, to be honest, guys. I'm favoring Bondar a little bit more here, just because I think his wrestling style is more effective. I'm not sure Gordon gonna be able to stop that. In case Gordon can stop, there's something wrong here. In case Gordon can stop, he's definitely a live dog, but I don't see that much happening. Also because Bondar to me looks tougher. I think even in the striking, I would definitely edge Gordon here, but I think Bondar mixing with the takedown is gonna make Gordon's life difficult. Gordon gonna have to get the underhooks ready, get ready for the takedowns. Maybe can get caught. We know that Gordon doesn't have the best chin in the world, so I think most likely we'll see Bondar either out wrestling Gordon right away or pushing the pace, making him fight a dog fight and then take it to the ground. So I think it's quite a difficult fight for Gordon. Either way, the betting line, I think it's a little bit off. If I'm not mistaken, Bondar is like minus 300. So I'm not betting that. If you want to bet Gordon, I think Gordon by decision is not a bad idea. But I think the Bondar has more chances of a finishing here. Okay. Few Hawes versus Sam Alvey. This is easy one to predict. Everybody knows what Alvey is. He's a counter striker. He waits for his time. Doesn't care if you boo him or if you call him a boring fighter. He waits until he finds a powerful right hook. He's a southpaw and a powerful swing with the left hand. The guy is powerful. Don't overlook Sam Alvey here. He's a big middleweight. He's not the youngest anymore. He's now 35 probably. So he's no longer that young, but still he packs power. Phil Hawes, a powerhouse. The man has one shot knockout power. He's also a good wrestler, trying to pace himself a little bit better, and but he's the best when he's moving forward, swinging, and beating guys using his power and then out wrestling them, holding them on the ground and smashing them with ground and pound. I don't know, man. I think Sam Alvey potentially is a live dog there. I don't think Hall's gonna have an easy fight here, because Hall's, for him to win, his safest path to victory is actually to use the range, to use volume against Sam Alvey, avoiding the shots. Whereas Sam Alvey gonna be patient, gonna wait to find his shots, and it's not impossible that he finds a knockout shot on Hawes. We saw Hawes getting knocked out before, and we know that Alvey has the patience, has the power, and Hawes tends to come in straight lines. So it's not impossible. Some Alvey by knockout, not bad idea. I would take that from something like plus 350. Okay, fight go the distance, also not impossible, because Hawes, his safest path to victory is the fight is out wrestling and holding Alvey down. Alvey can even win a decision in case Hawes tries to be too careful and then he gets caught with a cleaner shot. Judges give the round to Alvey, split decision. People are gonna call it a robbery type of thing. So it's not impossible, but quite tricky. So this is a tricky fight actually. If you're gonna force me to bet, I think Sam Alvey is at plus 285, if I'm not mistaken. It's not a bad idea, to bet a little bit Sam Alvey, because I think he can win both by knockout and not likely, but can by decision. But it's a tricky one, man, because Hawes has so much potential. The guy is like a powerhouse, and he has so much athletic ability, And Alvey holds back too much, but still, I don't know, man. I think the best thing here is to pass. Alexis Davis versus Yulia Stoliarenko. This is another interesting one. Davis should win here, guys, because she's more technical. She has more experience, She's. I was thinking that if she's the better wrestler, I don't think so. Actually, I think Stoliarenko is the better wrestler of the two. She has a very good single leg, and if she goes for it, but she also doesn't have a bad double leg. The problem of Stoliarenko is her experience. To be honest, she used it to be just a girl who fetches for armbar all the time. She sort of brawls and then pulls guard and goes for armbar. Used it to be her fighting style for so many fights. In the last one, she fought a little bit smarter, but then she opened up and started getting hit all the time by Julia Avila. I think Stoliarenko has potential, guys. If she brings a good game plan, and I forgot to update almost all of this. Give me a second again. Apologize for that again, guys. So I have a Davis maximum as a 60% favorite, and the reason is Stoliarenko, she brings the right game plan. She can potentially dominate this fight, actually, if she can bring the takedown game, hold Davis down. Davis is not difficult to take down, but she's difficult to hold down. She has a good ground game. She's a black belt. But I don't know. It's difficult to tell who's the better grappler here, to be honest, because Yulia, she goes to submission so often that she ends up giving position. So maybe Davis has the edge of the ground because she's more patient, more experienced. But again, not impossible that Yulia wins here. She's so much younger too. I think Davis is probably not 36 or even 37. So tough one, to call. Very difficult to bet, I think at these current odds, I would probably bet Yulia, But again, I think the best thing is to pass here. Fight go the distance, not a bad idea, but has to be at plus money, in my opinion, Because I can't see Yulia finishing, Davis by catching her on the feet, maybe going for something, for some submission, or even Davis, because Yulia holds the chin so up, and she can get tagged and taken down and finished on the ground. It's not impossible that they finish each other. Not likely, but anyways, I think better be safe in this case. I'm gonna just pass on this one. Julian Rosa versus Steven Peterson. This is it's an interesting one. This is Rosa, a guy who's very big, tall, long for the division, talented, has good. He's more of a he fights. Moving forward, moving his head a lot, feigning a lot, then he throw hooks, flying knees, and he goes for takedowns. He's a good grappler, big guy, like I said, 6'1", super long. Steven Peterson, he's more of a normal size featherweight, not that small, but the man is not that powerful or super strong in there. But he's very consistent. He's very tough. Peterson has an excellent cardio, excellent chin. The guy's super tough to finish, super tough to submit. Man, I don't know. I think Erosa should win this fight, but Erosa, the problem that he has, he doesn't use his range effectively. He keeps, going for hooks. He doesn't jab much, and he doesn't back down from a brawl. You start making him fight. You test his ego. He's a fighter. He fights back. Steven Peterson gonna get hit, gonna get tagged, but he's not gonna stop pushing. Erosa doesn't have the best takedown defense in the world. Plus, he favors grappling. He's gonna maybe try to prove that he's the better grappler, and this would be risky for him. Peterson is a legit grappler. He has a legit takedown game. He's not the best on the feet because he doesn't have that much power, speed. Not the cleanest technique, but on the ground he makes it up. He's a tough wrestler. Tenacious, and from top he can control. He can, get the dominant positions, can attack submissions. I don't know, man. I'm gonna be betting Peterson here. I think he's a live dog in there. Julian Rosa, again, he should win, but I'm not that convinced he's gonna be able to stuff all of Peterson's takedown. If he accepts the takedown and keeps grappling, he potentially loses the scrambles and ends up on the bottom. So definitely dog or pass. Peterson by decision, very interesting too, because he's now, I think, a +2 something dog. By decision you can probably find him at +400, something like this. Definitely worth it. Fight go the distance also probably worth it at plus money. I think they both have the chance to finish each other, but I think this goes the distance because they're both fairly tough, especially Peterson and Erosa got knocked out before. Peterson doesn't have the biggest power, so maybe that's what's gonna happen in here. Shavkat Rahmanov versus Carlston Harris, another good one. Harris, this guy he's a finisher. He's a big guy for the division, long, not afraid to throw down. He's also not a bad wrestler, attacks lots of submissions. Shavkat more of a striker, even though this guy is a big one. He's young, and he's not easy to take down, not easy to hold down. I think we're gonna see Harris trying to knock him out and get knocked out in the middle of the way, just because Rachmanov. And let me fix this one. So as I was saying, probably Carlson gonna get knocked out on the way if he tries to knock out Rachmanov. He's not that clean with the technique, the striking technique and type of things, but I think he's gonna be able to avoid Carlston Harris' biggest shots. Carlston, tends to fall over with the strikes. He looks even clumsy in there, even though again the guy packs power. He's a finisher. I think he's gonna, get caught on the way and gonna get finished himself. Okay, so Shavkat's quite a strong pick. The odds show that. So I agree with the odds, but in my opinion, it doesn't make sense betting here because a little bit too much in my opinion. But to parlay Shavkat at the current odds, not a bad idea. I would do that, but I'm gonna end up passing on this one, not to risk. Miles Jones versus John Castaneda, my biggest bet, as I said. Guys, I'm gonna be trying to explain here with more details on why, just so you guys can understand. Jones, the guy is he's more like a power puncher, when he's in there. He likes to throw big hooks, he's good when he pushes forward with one and the overhand, and then he goes for the single leg. The man is a good wrestler, he's competent, strong. He also has a decent top game, but it's not much control. He doesn't have much BJJ, when he tends to get guys down, he doesn't hold them down too much because he's not that technical on the BJJ, on the control part. Even though again he's competent, he's strong. He destroyed the last opponent there, Anderson dos Santos, because he started landing those calf kicks. But if you mention that in that fight, after Dos Santos started switching stances, actually Miles Jones, to me, got a little bit lost in there. He was not nearly throwing half of what he was throwing. He was just basically waiting and avoiding Dos Santos shots, even though Dos Santos was lost there himself, until Dos Santos came back to the orthodox stance and he landed the calf kick again. So that in that fight he should have finished in the first round. He finished him in the second. Obviously, it was an impressive win, but I did not get impressed when Anderson with one leg less in a southpaw, which he doesn't know how to fight. Miles Jones got lost. He's fighting John Castaneda here, who is a southpaw. If you never saw this guy fighting, probably people are overlooking him because people don't know too much what they're doing actually. So the reason here, Castaneda, man, he's not the perfect fighter, but he's a tough Mexican. The guy moves forward. He can do a little bit of everything. He's good with the blitz of punches. He's good with the calf kicks himself, with the head kicks. He also an excellent wrestler. In terms of wrestling here, Jones has more physical strength, but I'm not sure he can out wrestle Castaneda even in a wrestling match. Castaneda is a legit wrestler. He has good chain wrestling, single, double legs, you name it. The guy also is the better grappler of the two. Castaneda is a better grappler. I don't see much why the odds are what they are, besides the fact that people don't know much Castaneda and don't know much about the sport. Plus, Jones looked impressive. He's probably undefeated, right? So that's the reason. But if I'm gonna analyze technique for technique, this is Castaneda fight to win, guys. I'm not ruling Miles Jones totally out of this one. I think actually the odds that I put in here, I think I put Castaneda as a 60% favorite. So to me, Castaneda should win this quite comfortably, to be honest, guys. And I'm definitely betting Castaneda here. This is my biggest bet of the card. This is a median quality bet for me, and I do think gonna cash very nicely. I think Castaneda gonna win by decision, but it's not impossible that he finishes Miles John because he's a finisher, you know. But yeah, that's it. You know, basically Jones against Southpaw. I expect him to be very confused in there, and people overlooking Castaneda. The guy has not bad power. He's young, you know, not that young, but anyway, he's not that old. I think they're probably the same age. And Castaneda is a legit wrestler and a good grappler. Okay, Furo versus Jason Witt. Another interesting one. Witt got a good win against Barberina last time. He was able to out wrestle Barberina. You know, even hanging there with the striking. Barberina was a little bit off in that fight. You know, Barberina is no longer what he was in the past, but still good win for Jason Witt. Furo, tall guy for the division, legit skills everywhere. You know, I like this guy. You know, as a fighter, he's an excellent grappler. You know, a tough guy in there. He's ready to bang. He uses the range well. If the opponent closes back on him, he doesn't back down. You know, he fights the opponent. Again, a good wrestler, good grappler, tough to take down, super long legs. You know, fairly athletic fighter, quite strong even, and. I don't know. I don't see much of a chance for Witt here, to be honest, guys. He's probably gonna try to out wrestle and control roll. He may do maybe in the first round. I think the best bet here is actually Furo by live bet, because I think Witt gonna try to do that, and he's gonna slow down. He's gonna start getting tired. Gonna start getting picked on the feet and finished. I think Furo is quite a strong pick for me. I'm parlaying him as a favorite. All right. Not a lock, you know, not that confident, but nonetheless, I think he's a very strong pick. Daniel Marcos versus Jailton Almeida. This is a tough one for me to call and to bet not that much, because I'm gonna be betting Marcos at plus 300. Man, Almeida, he's a good fighter. You know, he's young, he's strong, he's looked impressive. He also has a good overall good game, you know, not bad striking, not bad wrestling, not bad grappling. Danilo Marques is bigger than him, you know. I think Almeida is 6'2", whereas Marques is 6'6". Marques, he's known for his BJJ. He's not to be one-dimensional. He's trying to improve that. I think he did a little bit better. He's doing a little bit better there already. I think he's gonna be more patient in this fight. He's not gonna try to bull rush Almeida. Maybe he will. Maybe he'll be more patient. Still, I think the odds are a little bit off there. I don't know. I'm not sure that Marcus is that of an underdog in there. Actually, to me, it's fairly 50-50. So, to me, definitely makes sense to bet Marcus, okay? And moving on to the next fight, Trajan Gore versus Brian Battle. Guys, this is a very interesting fight. It's a high-level fight. Actually, to me, it was interesting to see in the beginning that I saw Brian Battle before, you know, in the Ultimate Fighter and whatnot, but then I saw Trajan Gore, never heard about it, was wondering why this is in the main event, in the main card, and then I understand why. I mean, Trajan Gore, honestly, guys, this is hard to see some mistakes on this guy, you know. The guy is, you know, young, he's powerful, he's athletic, very good stand-up game, you know, hits hard, good wrestling game, very dangerous with the submissions, good passes, good grappling. He has only 3 fights, but he fights as a veteran. People talk about his amateur career. Actually, didn't take a long, didn't look for that much on his record and whatnot. But you can definitely see that he has the skills. He's calm in there, you know. So he's a legit force right off the bat in there. He's fighting Brian Battle, another excellent fighter. He was used to be more of a brawler in there, like a big guy throwing, you know, hands at you and then sort of going with a dog fight. But now he's having a better structure to his game. He's using his size better, his range. He also throwing more straight punches, using kicks, and he still has that strong grappling game. He's a decent wrestler and very big guy for division, large bones, you know. So excellent fight here, both same age, you know, in their physical prime. Both very skillful, both very tough. Gore feels like he has a little bit more explosive power, you know, definitely has cleaner technique on the feet. So he should be able to win, you know, based on that. But we're gonna see Brian Battle battling through adversity. He looks those type of guys. He'll keep grinding. He'll keep pushing no matter what. I was thinking on bets on this bout. Probably the best bet here is Brian Battle on a live bet if he survives the first round, because Trizano Gore is especially very dangerous on the first. I think if in case Gore slows down and we haven't seen him in deep waters yet, I think he probably has a good cardio. He seems to be so complete so far in there, but still he may stroke a little bit too hard in the beginning and slow down. From there, Brian Battle can survive and take over because he's gonna keep pushing. So this is probably the best bet, Brian Battle in a live bet. After he loses the first round, probably gonna even lose quite decisively. But don't sleep on Battle here, guys. To me, I'm just gonna either do that, either gonna just sit and watch. Okay. On to the next one, Marc-Andre Barriault versus Chidi and Njokuani. It's another very good one. Barriault, the power bar, known for his cardio, as the nickname suggests. The guy keeps coming, puts lots of pressure on his opponents. He's not a power puncher or anything. He's not the biggest guy for the division, but he will just do just that. He keeps coming, he will clinch, he will try to grind the fight. He also has a good chin, and he'll keep coming. Chidi and Njokuani, this guy is so underappreciated. It's really crazy. I mean, this guy has been, around forever. Big guy for the division, very skillful, Muay Thai specialist, kickboxing specialist. Fought in the Bellator, fought for the title in Bellator, didn't get it, but this guy is for real. He used to fight in a welterweight. It's just ridiculous. I think he should have moved to middleweight long time ago, to preserve his health. Now he's in the middleweight. He's a big middleweight. This guy is so, tall and long, and he's an excellent striker. I think we're gonna definitely see Marc-Andre Barriault moving forward here, pushing the pace, testing Njokuani's cardio, which he had problems with in the past. I'm assuming he had problems because of the weight cut and after he was adjusting a little bit as a middleweight. I think Chidi now is doing better with his cardio, and he definitely is the better striker here. Marc-Andre Barriault makes some mistakes coming forward in straight lines. He's not the longest guy. Chidi probably gonna have at least 6 inches in reach, probably 3, or 4 even in height. I'm not sure Barriault is 6'6" or 6'1", so Chidi is 6'4", so the man is big, and he has all overall good skills. He has a dangerous Muay Thai clinch, knees up the middle. The man is difficult to take down, very athletic, strong hips. I think he has a BJJ black belt even. It's not that legit, he's not that of a good grappler, but still, he's not totally lost in there. He can definitely create scrambles, get back up, to continue striking. My pick is Chidi. The odds are off. This is my second biggest bet of the card, and I think we're gonna see Chidi by decision, but I'm not ruling out knockout because he has power, and Barriault risks a lot and gets hit a lot. Puna Soriano versus Nick Maximov. I think this is the co-main event, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I messed up the order here. So actually, this is an interesting one to be in the main card. This is actually not one that I'm too excited about. A little bit a lower level fight, to be honest. Nick Maximov, I'm not impressed too much with the guy. I mean, he's okay on the feet. Doesn't do many bad things, but nothing outstanding. On the grappling, also not bad, but not a good wrestler or anything. So more like an average fighter. He's very young, 23, so he definitely has that. Like young man strengths. But rather than that, I don't see anything special in Nick Maximov. If you're a fan of him, I'm sorry, but I'm just giving my honest opinion here. Let me know what you think. So Puna Soriano, he's a power puncher. I mean, the guy packs power. He also has a decent wrestling game, but he's more of an offensive fighter. When he has to fight moving backwards, doesn't have much. Also makes mistake. He also doesn't have much of a structure to his game. He's more like a power puncher who comes in there, tries to knock the head of the opponent out, and he could use way more jabs type of things, to set things up, but he just comes in and swings heavy. But again, the man packs power. So to me, Puna should win here. The book is showing that he's a strong favorite, at least 60% in my calculation. I think the bookies have something even a little bit higher. So, I mean, Puna should win because Nick, again, even the wrestling part, I think Puna can out wrestle Nick. I think Nick's more persistent, more consistent, trying to bring it to the ground, but I think Puna has more chances even because he's stronger, in my opinion. I think Puna now is 32, so Maximov has the age advantage, not. But I think Puna should win this one quite comfortably. I'm picking him by knockout. Let's see what's gonna happen at these odds. I think it's quite tricky to bet a guy like Puna. I could see Maximov out wrestling Puna after Puna gets tired or, gasses out after scrambling too much type of things, and Nick has better cardio. He definitely has that. So I don't know. We could see Maximov winning, especially by decision. But I don't know. I was tempted to parlay in Puna. Maybe I'll even do that, but for now I'm gonna pass. Sean Strickland versus Jack Hermansson. A good one, guys. Sean Strickland, after moving to middleweight, I think he didn't lose yet as a middleweight, if I'm not mistaken. The man is a legit fighter. Very good striking, basic striking, like 1-2. 1-2 hook, like kicks, nothing special, but very clean technique. Not many mistakes. Good defense, tough to hit. Good takedown defense. Difficult to take down, to hold down. He also has a decent wrestling game. Quite dangerous from top, good ground and pound, and also decent control. I don't see much mistakes on Sean Strickland's game, rather than when you force him to make mistakes. Jack Hermansson, another excellent fighter. This guy is one of the toughest guys I ever seen, especially when he was younger after he broke his rib against Alice Latis in the second round and, finishes the guy by ground and pound in the third or something I've never seen in my life. Still, the guy is just ridiculous. He's like a big middleweight, Hermansson, not that tall for a middleweight 6'1", actually definitely not small, but not the tallest, but still has a long reach, long arms. He also is a well-rounded fighter. He's more of a Greco-Roman wrestler that likes to take it to the ground and smash guys with ground and pound. This is his best feature, He tried to develop his striking games throughout the years. I don't think he quite reached a level where he can be considered a good striker, but he's not bad either. Sean Strickland should win the striking battles, but man, Hermansson has experience, he has the reach here. It's 6-1 against 6-1, if I'm not... No, Sean Strickland I think 6-3, right? So they are... No, Strickland's 6-1 again. So they are same height, and Hermansson has 4 inches on him. Not that significant given the technique in terms in favor of Strickland, but a little bit tricky because again Hermansson is not that of a good striker, but he has experience, in MMA. He's the better wrestler of the two, not by much, but a little bit. Man, I don't know. I think Sean Strickland should win this, but I'm not ruling Hermansson totally out of here. By my calculation, Sean should be 60% favorite, whereas Jack Hermansson, 40% chances, but there's always, a variance in there that of the different things that can happen. If you're gonna force me to bet, I would probably bet Hermansson, and I'll definitely bet him by decision because as an underdog, I expect to get him at least plus 350 by decision, which is there's very good value in my opinion. Sean Strickland is tough. It's gonna be very tough to take him down, hold him down, and submit him. So Jack probably gonna have to mix it up, take down game with the striking. It's not impossible that he wins, guys. So given the odds, I think I'll take Hermansson here in terms of a bet, even though I'm picking Sean. If Sean also comes off, there's always this possibility. You never know at the end of the day. And to bet Sean Strickland here against an experienced guy like Hermansson at minus 250 or something, I think it's quite tricky. Alright? So guys, this will do for this video. Thank you for watching. If you wish to support the channel, keep it running. I'm looking for supporters on Patreon. For $10 a month, you have a $10 or $50. For $10 a month, you guys have my early predictions. You guys have my wrap up after the weightings, which is exclusive on Patreon. So feel free to jump in, but overall you can show your appreciation. For $10, for $50, you guys have line by line all the bets that I'm taking, so that you can just take a look on my strategy, and if you trust me, just copy from there. All right. So this will do for the video, guys. Thank you again, and see you next time. It's time from Brother Main Bet, bring the best, most consistent, and transparent betting strategy for you.